Good morning, party people. In today's video, I was still in Chicago helping John with his car. I'm also going to put a couple of clips in the end of it of some seats that Andrew has possibly interested in selling. Man, I think I might get those seats myself. I'm thinking about buying a wagon that may need to be restored, and I may need those seats to go in that car. Today is going to be my last day in Cincinnati. Tomorrow is the day I'm supposed to shove off and go to Carlisle. I'm supposed to spend Friday afternoon and most of Saturday at the car show in Carlisle. However, while you sit here and watch this video, the mentally ill on the East Coast are standing in long lines at gas stations and filling up plastic bags with gas. These are the same people that still have packages and packages of toilet paper jammed in their attic and in their basement. They're easily driven by fear. They don't have any trust in anything other than themselves. They will probably, hopefully they're not armed. And I don't want to believe that any of my viewers that are caring, giving people are running out, filling up dozens of gas cans, and when they can't find any more gas cans, they're at gas pump pumping gas in plastic bag. Go ahead, man. I ain't gotta lie to you. Hit pause or stop and Google this stuff, man. People are filling up plastic bags with gas. Take your medication. I mean, good Lord. Whew. So anyway, where was I? Planning to go to Pennsylvania to hang out with some Volvo enthusiasts and other car enthusiasts, and if I go, I don't know if I'll make it back. If these special people are filling up trash cans, water jugs, water bottles, I mean, these transport things people use to fill up water on their trailer to haul out in the field to their cows and stuff. Sebastian knows what I'm talking about. He's got those things stacked up 8 high at his place where people are dragging those to gas stations and trying to empty out the gas station. People, man. Now, from my point of view, if the gas station runs out of gas, that's a day off to me. I'll stay home, watch some TV, maybe cook a piece of rib. Me and Diane will hang out, laugh, play a couple games. It's a day off, maybe 2 or 3. But good Lord, people, why are y'all trying to suck it dry? How important are you that the rest of the world will suffer if you can't get gas and got to stay home for 2 or 3 days? But anyway, let me get off the mentally ill. Anyway, if I go to Carlisle, might have a hard time getting back if I can't find gas. So hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, the end of the video, it's got some HOWR seats for sale in the video. And again, I was still out in Chicago helping John, but I've been in Cincinnati since Sunday. Supposed to leave tomorrow, come back Saturday or Sunday, and then head back to Albuquerque, try to finish up my move. So that's where I'm at. Appreciate you watching. I'm trying to help a couple people around here with a couple quick things before I scat back to Albuquerque and get some more of our personal property to bring back to Ohio. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Coming at you with a quick tip for cars that have tire pressure sensors in it. So, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, but try to help them out with this information. It'll be useful. A lot of your newer vehicles, I say newer than 2005, have sensors in the dash that tell you when your tire pressure is low. You know how they do that? They have little transmitters mounted and stuck inside the wheel attached to the valve stem. So they have a diaphragm in there, I believe, that senses the pressure in the tire, and they're programmed or they're reset at the proper pressure for the tire. When that pressure changes too low or too high, they give a warning to the little system inside the car. My tip to you is, when you're getting new tires, if these sensors are older than 10 years old, simply replace them. I believe they have batteries in them. Those batteries die. Some people say moisture gets to them. That causes them to malfunction. But if you're getting new tires and these things haven't been replaced within the last 10 years, they're not going to last another 5-6 years. Get these things replaced while the tires is off, and the tire shop normally knows how to reset and recalibrate them so that you don't have false warnings of low tire pressure. Just a tip. Hope it helps. Alex is over here mounting tires. Look at that. Got his mounting machine here. Mounting machine. Got high quality Michelin tire. Premiers. And he got a balancer. This guy actually likes to work. I don't know what's wrong with him. He works than me. You gonna balance some tires, Alex?
Yes, baby.
Look, it's all balanced right now. It's all zero. He had it 225 in there.
Right.
Ran the balancer.
Let me see this.
Dead smack on. Wow. First shot. Here it is, folks. 850 T5. We're going to get started. Jack this car up, put a jack stand under it, take this wheel off, take this fender off, and put the replacement one on. The replacement one is over there. And then we're going to hit the parking brakes. This bumper really doesn't look bad, this bumper skin, but he felt like it was necessary to tie that on there, so we're going to see what's going on there. And we have a couple of bumper fronts to replace that thing with, just in case this one is unusable. As we can see, this little fender mishap kicked out the inner skirt and was causing it to rub on the inside of the tire. Everything else out here is probably fine. Brake pad's in great shape. Inside of the tire doesn't seem harmed from that skirt rubbing it. So all's well. Let's go ahead and take this skirt out, take this fender off, and see where we go from there. Gotta cut these plastic rivets off. Now this happened, John was backing up, watching his right rear, I believe, and he turned the wheel and hit one of these support poles in the parking lot on that. So he missed the hood, thank God. Nothing in there seems damaged. And missed the lights, which is good. So let's go ahead and get this replaced. John purchased this Chemo. Wanted me to check it out, see how it compared with Henry. So I'm going to go ahead and use it for a little while here. Look like it comes with a few sockets and adapters. That's a 1/4 inch adapter, but these are 3/8 sockets. So let's fire this puppy up. Looks just like, almost like Henry back there. First impression, without the battery, it didn't feel balanced. Feels a little better with the battery in it. Look like it's got all of its lights lit. It's variable speed, which is good. It's supposed to be a little more affordable than Henry there. 2 amp battery, 24 watt hours. Let's see what this one is here. The same. And the little charger. Let's get to work. It's got one of these keys on the back. That's a little different. Feels a little heavier. 0 to 400 RPM. This trim here doesn't even look bad. So you gently squeeze these things here and push in on them. Try not to break them. Both of them. And then you have to almost cut that off. It's double-sided tape. Keeping that emblem on there, which is not damaged. It has some rust, so this might be bright side of it. Get rid of this rust. I got the Volvo emblem off. I got the side molding off. And we are going to grab the replacement. Take that gold emblem off of that one so we can put the one on that matches the car. So John is getting the upgraded limited edition Volvo emblem. Branded fender for his car. No evidence of too much rust. Just some barely surface stuff there. And it's not dented. The lower part of the bumper has some other damage, but when he hit this, it jerked the bumper skin forward and it tore the bumper skin out of the screw holes. I really don't think that's a problem. So I'll reset these. I think this bumper skin looks a little better than both of those, and one of them has a little stretch in it. I don't think that's going to be a problem hooking those back in there. So let's see how it looks on the bottom side. And this is torn off of there, so yeah, maybe we will switch it to the one that used to be on Panther. Let's go ahead and switch that and keep this train rolling. I think I'll need to take that license plate bracket off as well. Neat little thing, John had that monster zip tie holding the front of this bumper on. We'll probably use that to hold that canister back in, because he's got a monster zip tie broken down there. And the bumper is off. Now this thing here looks like it took a whack. The big zip tie is busted off the bottom, so I'm going to put this one on here. And lines look okay. Neither one of those are cracked or broken. So we're going to keep rolling. Man, I'm not sure what this is. But if I had to guess, this may be a turn signal thing. I wish I had a little light I could plug onto that, see if that's the thing for the turn signal. Oh, this car doesn't have fogs. Those are probably the fog light connectors. A lot of people don't do it, but I've gotten quite skillful at it. I released zip ties. There's a little tab down there. You pry that tab open and you slide the end of that zip tie off of there. If this thing was on the tripod, I'd show you. But I'm not going to get the tripod out just for that. But you reach in there with a pointy screwdriver or something, penknife, open up that tab and pull the zip tie off. Volvo actually has several zip ties that little tab in there is sticking out, so you can reach it and pull it and unzip it. I zipped that around the bracket and I tucked the end of it back in there, so if he wants to use it in the future, he can. Let's straighten this out a little bit and Get that bumper taken apart. They separate. Then there's a video linked in the comments about that. Then get this bumper installed. The one that used to be on Panther Man, that's the one with all the broken tabs and broken mount. This is the one that came off of Panther. Has a little stretch mark from a close call with a tow hitch. And this is one that I was going to give to Swedish Car Parts to make the R bumpers perfect shape. But it was painted at one time, so there's a lot of paint that would have to be stripped off of this. So we're going to go with the Panther one. And that thing shines up real nice when you hit it with some Meguiar's Forever Black or something. It was dyed about 5-6 years ago with Forever Black. Anyway, let's keep this train moving. I split that thing apart from this part here. Cut all of the rivets out of it. If I'd had my gloss paint, this would have been a good time to paint this and touch it up. But I don't, so we'll get it next time. Let me go ahead and snap this together and put the fender on and then install the bumper. You got a little bit of manipulation to do with the fender, mainly back here. You want to snug this down with this fender out, like even with the door. Then these two in here, you want to make sure that you stress the fender up and snug those down so that your lines are even and your trim's even. And then on the bottom, you want to make sure you tighten that inner screw with the fender out far enough so that the door doesn't catch it when you open it. And you got a screw down there and a screw up there. And you don't want to over tighten them because you could strip that metal out. But there you have it. Non-wrecked fender. I want to wash this down and polish it with my polisher before I get done with it here. So let me see if I can find a sponge in a bucket, wash this down, and then hit it with some cleaner wax, and then hit it with my polisher wax so it has a chance to blend in better with the car, even though the car is dirty right now. Hit the fender with this Meguiar's cleaner wax. Cleaner wax just, kind of gets some of the grime off of it, makes it look a little better. Don't really take off scratches, but it'll take off smudges and stuff. It's kind of like a pretty lady putting on makeup. Does she have to wear makeup? Not really, but we all appreciate it. And there you have it, folks. Looks like a 25-year-old fender. Nice and shiny. If we get time, run out of things to do, maybe we'll polish the rest of the car. Another testament to Volvo sucking up the abuse. This car has probably been backed into by somebody at some point. You see how the aluminum has cracks in it there, and it's a little bit deformed. Same thing down under it. It's got some cracks in there, but from looking at the bumper, you couldn't tell that it was ever hit. So these things take a beat and keep rolling. Sometimes that cracks this foam here, but this foam is good to have in here to help your bumper keep its shape after people back into you and drive off, stuff like that. You don't see no damage, they figure no harm done. So the drill bit size we use to open up that weep hole for the intercooler is 5/64. We got her back together, folks. Got those plastic coated rivets in. Adjusted this latch up a little bit so that hood's not hitting too low. Got a little bit of a gap over here. I guess this fender needs to be pushed in a little bit. Either that or this hood is out of adjustment. Just a smidget. But it really don't look bad over here. So anyway, not bad for 24 years old. We're going to put that air gap back on it and find something else to do. John asked me to take a look at this tire on his van, wondering if he could glue it back together with something. Really? This is the week you want to ask me about tires? Man, do not try to fix nothing like that. Replace that tire before you have a sidewall blowout and throw you and everybody else in this van all over the highway. Can't fix that. Everything in the parking brake area looks fine. However, there's a lot of black dust in there. I remember when I installed these, there was a lot of pitting in the drum. And now a lot of that's been smoothed out. So I don't know if that has anything to do with this parking brake not grabbing situation. However, I believe I have a replacement for this. So I'm going to spray that with some PB Blaster, try to break that loose, and replace this caliper and these brake pads on this rotor and put this back together. See if that cures our parking brake issue after adjustment and our rubbing noise. Got the parking brake adjusted again. I think on the driver's side you adjust the adjuster up. On the passenger side you adjust the adjuster down. I guess it really depends on how you got that thing in there. At any rate, when I installed these rotors a few months ago, the drums portion of the rotors had grit in them. I tried to wire wheel that stuff off, didn't really get all of it off. When I set the parking brakes, they were fine when I left. He drove with the parking brake set, and that kind of smoothed that out more, grinded it off, dumped a lot of dust in there. Then they weren't set again. So instead of adjusting the handle, he tried to adjust back here, and it just didn't work out. He made them looser. So anyway, I got them good and tight now. They're set. I'm going to release the handle, put the wheels back on, drop the car since I got this caliper bled and installed, and then I'm going to adjust the handle inside just a little bit tighter. So when he jerks this thing up tight, this car is not going to go nowhere. He's going to have to release it. So let me go ahead and put the wheels on and drop it, baby. My final thoughts on this Chemo electric ratchet. Man, this is a nice tool. A couple things I noticed that's different from Henry, the Milwaukee one. One, it takes a little bit to get a feel for the trigger so that you can control the speed and feel a different torque. Two, I don't think it has the braking torque that the Milwaukee has, but it has good braking torque. I'm not saying it don't have braking torque. I'm saying it may be not as good as the Milwaukee on that. And last but not least, the light that lights up your work area, it doesn't have a delay on it. On the Milwaukee one, you bump the trigger, you'll cut the light on, the light will stay on 10-12 seconds. This one, as soon as you let go of the trigger, the light goes out. I used it for 3 or 4 hours today, and from what I could tell, the battery still pretty much had a full charge. So the Milwaukee one, to get a kit like this, it's $300. This thing, I was told, was $75. So if you want something as close to Milwaukee as you can get, and you're on a budget, man, I would get this thing. I think you can fall in love with it. You know, it may not have the 5-year warranty as Milwaukee's have, but this is a darn good tool for $75. I used it most of the day and didn't feel like I was harming myself in no way. My boy Andrew, I'd rather be shopping, has some V70R 98 door panels in this dark color that I call black. If somebody's interested in these door panels, they normally go for like $200-300. Then he's got the seats and everything out of this 98 V70R. Look at that Alcantara. Woo, man. You don't got to pull it all out. None of the seats got any tears in it. And then he's got this 98 cluster HOWR style blue gauges. Those clusters normally go $100. We don't know the mileage on it. We're going to check on it. Whatever mileage is in the cluster is what mileage you'll get. And then these seats, if somebody wants this stuff, I've normally skinned these seats and mailed this stuff out for like $400. So if somebody wants this interior, let us know. We'll try to get it delivered within a reasonable amount of time. It'd be perfect time to deliver this stuff to Carlisle. So let us know if you're interested. V70R interior, dark color, close to black. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.